But for today, we are just gonna take a 4x6 note card. Now, I buy these on Amazon. I know that Andrea Nelson sells some as well, and I know that you could take a regular sheet of watercolor paper and just make them yourself. I do like that these are rounded corners, and they come in a really cool little blue tin that I really enjoy keeping them in. And so I have several blue tins, and I kind of keep my art organized in these because this is my preferred tool to paint upon. So we're just gonna get started on a simple project that if you're just beginning, this is an easy win. So I'm gonna start with a flat brush, and I will link to some of my favorite brushes in the bio. But I'm gonna start with a pink color that I made up. And so I just got some pink from my palette. I added some water. And if you're new to watercolor, you may find that the wells that you're using don't accept the paint very well, but the more that you use them, they will. So I'm gonna start with my pink color, and I'm just gonna get my flat brush. There's water, a decent amount of water in here, and paint. And I'm just gonna paint a horizontal line. Super simple. Not all the way across, but in the middle of the page. And then I'm gonna get a little water on my brush, and I'm gonna add some more water so that that pink is even a little bit lighter. And I'm gonna leave a white line in between them, and I'm gonna make another horizontal line. Again, I'm gonna get some water, and I have some orange in here also. So I'm gonna kind of mix my orange and pink together, and we're gonna do a third line. And it just changed the color, the hue of that pink. And that was exactly what I was looking for. I'm gonna add some more water, and I'm just gonna try to lighten this up even a little bit more. And there we go. So now I have 4 horizontal lines. They're not all equal. They don't have to be perfect, but they're all together there. And I did leave a little bit of space in between. Next, I am gonna go into my Payne's Gray, and I am going to get a little bit of gray on my brush, and I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna make a very thin line under my 4 horizontal lines. So this is my 5th horizontal line, again, left a little bit of white. And now I'm going to change it up a little and make a vertical line. Very simple. And at the bottom of my vertical line, I'm gonna make a triangle. There we go. And I'm gonna fill in my triangle, okay? Now we can come back with a pen and we can highlight some of this to make it more defined, but that is a really good start. The last thing I'm gonna do at this step is come back in and make a few little scallops on the bottom of my cake plate here. And again, they don't have to be the right size. They don't have to match each other. It's just whatever comes naturally to you. So there we go. Now I have my cake and I have my cake plate ready to go. And I am going to let that dry for just a second. So you always either have to let it dry or make it dry. And I do have a nifty little dryer that I enjoy using when I want to speed the process up just a little. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure it's good and dry. I'm gonna come back in and I'm gonna add some flowers, but these flowers are gonna be super simple. We're literally just gonna make some circles. You can color in the circles or leave them as they are, whatever works for you. And I'm using a little bit of that pink, but I'm also gonna use a little bit of that orangey red that the 2 colors made together. And again, my circles are not perfect. They're not symmetrical. There's no specific placement needed. You just have fun with it. So there's my circles. And then I'm gonna come in with a new color. I just think it'd be fun to add some yellow. So I'm mixing up some yellow over here on the side, and I'm gonna come in and add some yellow circles. And you know, I'm letting them kind of mix together with some of those pinks, and those pinks are still wet, and so the two kind of work together a little bit. I don't want too much bleeding, but I do want there to be some variations. So this is kind of a fun one to do. Maybe one more down here. Okay, and then finally I'm gonna come in with some green. It needs some green in my opinion. So I'm just gonna make some very simple leaves. Now, you don't have to make a leaf shape. You could literally just make some brushes to look like greenery coming out, and that will be just as effective. I kind of like the leaf shape. It's kind of fun, and again, some of the colors are bleeding together, and I like how that just gives it a unique look since we're not focusing too much on the detail of these flowers. They're basically just circles. So I like coming in and adding where I can. Here's one. Can you see how some of those are kind of running together and bleeding together a little? It kind of makes new colors for us. So I really enjoyed that part of watercolor painting. So now we have our greenery. There we go. It's really fun. Might want a little bit more contrast, so I may throw a little bit of blue in, maybe a little taller blue flower. Let's see if we could just make some little dots. There we go. And here, we'll make some more over here. Yeah, kind of like that. And that is a really good start. So I'm going to take my drying tool again. Okay, so the next step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a very small, I think it's an 03 pen, and I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna do some circles on the circles. Nothing exact or precise. I'm just going in and doing some circles. That one actually doesn't look like a circle, but it looked like it had a little bit of shape to it. So you can shape these however you wish. And then I'm gonna go outline some of these leaves. And again, this is a very thin brush, and so it's not standing out in a bold way, but just kind of highlighting what I've already done. And this gives you an opportunity to kind of shape that greenery in whatever way you want. So I may go in, add a little swirly or two on some of the flowers just to give it another little layer of attention and some depth. Those are really fun. And it's fun to do. It's so relaxing. So look what we did. We created a really fun birthday cake on a stand, so simply. If you want, you could come back in. I have a gold pin here. I'm gonna do a little gold on the scallops. And again, nothing is perfect. It's all fun and a little bit of whimsy. There we go. So could come in and add a little more definition to my cake stand with an outline if I wanted. There we go. All right, so there you have it. It's a happy birthday card for a friend. And so you just made an opportunity to make someone's whole day by sending them this birthday card in the mail. I will say the cards that I have lines on the back, and so I like to send them in the mail as they are. I use a little wax on top. It's called Dorland's Wax Medium is what I prefer. And I just get this wax and I rub it on my painting. I know that sounds a little scary after I just painted it, but rub it on my painting once you're sure it's good and dry, and then you get a paper towel and wipe it off, and then you can stick that in the mail and make someone's day. So this is a great place to start. I hope you'll follow me. CashmereandSneakers.com is my website, or you can find me on Patreon. And I would love for you to follow me there. I'll be doing tutorials and fun ideas for you. Happy painting!